Hello, everybody. Joe Bag Donuts here, and welcome back for another episode of Full Metal Demon Muramasa. It's been kind of a hot minute since I recorded, probably like, what's it, the 10th? Last episode was uploaded, on the 7th? Let me actually double check that. Which means if it was uploaded on the 7th, I probably recorded it on the 6th, which means it's been like 4 days. Yeah, it's been 4 days. Oops. Oh, then I just realized I never added a thumbnail to that video, so something to do after this recording, I guess. Yeah, I got kind of busy with my personal and professional life this week. And, on top of just being a real sleepy boy, I just didn't have fucking time to record. But it's the weekend, so now I'm actually able to record, even though I'm still exhausted. But hey, that's mainly due to me being a fucking little bitch, and I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I had like 3 Bud Lights fucking yesterday, and somehow that's like giving me a little hangover. It's probably because I didn't eat anything like literally all day yesterday, and I like had nothing to drink, so I was like malnourished and dehydrated. So I was fucking 2 cans in. I'm like, oh, like this is affecting me more than it should, and now I'm feeling it. It's not like a super bad hangover, but I can feel a little in my temples, like, huh, I should probably have some ibuprofen sitting, conveniently on my desk for these such occasions. If I can actually get that out of the bottle. But, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that train of thought. If I'm, like, unable to form coherent sentences, this recording session, that's why. But, yeah, last time. We've come to the big crossroad. Do we reject the fucking Ginsego brainwashing, or do we, willingly submit to having no agency? Because it's just easier that way. All the hard, difficult things, they don't hurt our poor man's head anymore. Fucking ironed out all the wrinkles in his brain, fucking smooth like a boiled egg, just in his head. Ooh, coffee's hot. Ah. And I just used it to swallow my ibuprofen. Ow. But yeah, like I said, we're doing Chachamaru first, which means yeah, we're fine. We're perfectly content with the Ginsego brainwashing. It's amazing.
捨てられる。
Can you abandon literally everything else in the world to save your sister?
たやすいことだ。得ることの守ることの至難に比べれば、それで光を守れるなら、俺はそうする。
It's like, well, wasn't the answer she was expecting. And she said she was fine with whatever you chose, but is she really?
光の他にも大切なものが何かあるだろうと。だが俺は捨てる。お前もだ。村正。
Aw.
俺の内から消えて去れ。
It's over. Whatever bond Muramasa and I shared has at last been severed utterly. She's nothing to me now. After a final glance, I turned my back.
お兄さん。
いつまでそんな糸で遊んでいる。
いや、これがなかなかしつこくて、あてもハエ取り紙に捕まったハエごっこをいつまでもやってたいわけじゃないんですが。
Thank you for reminding me again, Windows, that I need to update. It also popped up the last time I recorded. It's got an amazing knack of doing that. All because, I still haven't updated my computer in this entire week.
じっとしていろ。
はい。
A single stroke is enough to free her. The threads have already lost most of their strength.
これでよかろう。さっさと立て。
お兄さん。
なぜくっ
Yeah,
つく。
don't glomp him.
愛情表現。お兄さんなら絶対当てを選んでくれると思ってました。
I I mean, it was more he picked Hikaru over, the world. You're just kind of there.
何を隠そう、あては信じていた。普段の冷血な態度は最後のどんでん返しのための伏線に違いないと。
Yeah,
ツンツンした
it's
後は
just a
デレ
little
デレする
sun
に
sun,
違いない。
なんだかわからんが、別にお前を選んだわけではないぞ。
You're just like a package deal with her at the moment.
同じことなの。あてはそれでいいんだ。お兄さん。
Attaching her seems likely to be difficult. I suppose I'll have to put up with it for now.
行くぞ。
And
ああ、
also
そう
my
だ。
lips are chapped. That's weird. I can tell because I started talking there. I'm like, ooh, ow, my lip. I didn't split it, but came close.
あれはどうする？
I toss a thumb at the motionless Tsurugi.
潰すとか言っていたが。
そうだね。今度こそ本当にあいつにはもう何もできないしね。
Yeah, she's a little too pitiful now.
だろうな。
ほっとこほっとこ。どっちかって言えば生かしといてやる方がいい君だ。行こうよ。
ああ。
Damn. That's rough, buddy. The chaos inside the walls has intensified, consuming thousands to fuel its growth. And as for the sky, try though I may, I'm unable to spot more than a handful of uninfected Musha.
あとは鍛造雷弾を待つだけか。
もうお寺の目的を妨げる要因はないしね。
So, shouldn't you guys, like, get underground if they're gonna fucking nuke the base?
上腕祭の予感は外れたか。
Like, just get into a basement?
何もないならそれでいい。
Or like a root cellar or something?
あ、
どうした？
さすがに剣豪。いい感してるな。あれ見て。
I follow Chachamaru's finger. High above the battlefield, the silver star hovers like a queen on her throne, surveying the scope of her conquest. And then I see it. Another Musha is approaching her from below. A challenger?
何者だ？
とぐされ坊主。古学坊遊佐同心さ。剣は胴たぬき正国。名物だよ。
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
ほう。
水狂の虫を起こしやがったな。あのパサラ者が。どうしたもんかな。
Yeah, he's got a concentric series of tubes he's gonna use to fucking beat up your sister.
危惧せねばならぬほどの男か。
As I recall, Usadoshin was the head of an Ashikaga branch family before taking his Buddhist vows. But it was his prowess on the battlefield, not the accident of his birth, that carried him to the shogun's right hand. It is said that few in Rokuhara can match his mighty spear. However, he faces Ginseigo.
同心坊だけなら問題ない。100回やって100回お姫が勝つよ。
Yeah,
でも、ほら。
her finger shifts. Now she's pointing at the castle keep. There, on the terrace, a man watches the impending clash. His towering frame stands out even at this distance. That's the governor of Oyumi.
今川雷長。
うん。あいつは別だ。
Yeah, he's tough,
あいつはやべ
apparently.
サシモのお姫も万一ってことがあり得る。
しかも遊佐同心まで加わっては。
それだけじゃない。もし戦ってる最中に鍛造雷弾が来たら、
She won't be able to do what she needs to do?
どうなる？
お姫は対応できないかもしれない。
Yeah.
みんな吹っ飛ばされて終わりってことに。
She kind of like turns into a modern art sculpture.
片付けるぞ。
どっちを？
銀星号に加勢
Like
して遊
a,
佐
like
同
a
心を
silver
狙え
version of,
今
oh
川
God, what
雷
is it?
長に参戦を促す結果になる。
It's like when those glass
奴を
strands
銀
get like
星号に近づ
dropped
け
in
る。
water and they're
避
like
けた方が
fucking
いいのだろう。
like indestructible except for when you break the tail. What's it called? It's like a Rupert's drop or something like that.
うん。はて、大概のことは計算に入れてるつもりだけど、あいつのパワーだけは計算不可能。
幸い、ひとまずは生還する気らしいな。今のうちが好機だ。
Just walk over there and bop him.
天守閣に登り、
All right.
俺たちが今川雷長を倒す。 怖いなら残っている。
あいつの腕ってシャレにもなんないから、まともにやったら勝ち目なかったんだよね。
今は違うのか。
勝てる。当てとお兄さんなら絶対に。
Alright, cool.
100回やって何回だ。
1,000.
120回は勝てる
Yeah,
ね。
there we go.
よし。行くぞ。
She's just bad at math.
イエスさ。
ダメ。やはり同心様では及ばない。
Yup.
マロが行くしかないわ。
行かせねえよ。ここまで来てぶち壊しにさせるか。
チャチャマル。
Why'd you say anything? Why didn't you just like why don't you just like get a gun and shoot him in the back of the head when he's not even looking?
あんた今までどこで何を。
長話はよそうぜ。もう終演時間が迫ってんだ。要件だけ片付けさせろ。
言ってごらんなさい。
隊長、おめえを殺しに来た。
そう。
Rude.
あんただったわけね。
Yeah.
すべてを仕組んでいたのは。
It was a little bit of a team effort, but you know, she's kind of pulling the strings.
ようやくわかったようだね。君たちはずっと私の手のひらの上で踊っていたのだよ。
You thought I was the monkey, but I was actually the guy cranking the little fucking music box.
その割には予定外の事態に右往左往する姿ばかりが俺の印象に残っているが。
仕方ないや。1時間半で完結する映画とは違うんだから。そうそう何もかも黒幕の思う通りスムーズに進みやしませんよ。
がっかりだな。
もっと頑張ります。
I mean, assuming this plan works, there isn't really going to be a next time.
あんたたち二人きりでマロに挑もうというの。行き過ぎた無謀は可愛いわね。
手加減でもしてくれるって。
まさか。粉みじんにしてあげる。ひざまる。奇妙超来八万大菩薩。
Why did you let him do this? Like I said, why didn't you
剣とまかになる。
just like slip your blade between his ribs when he wasn't looking? Now we actually got to like work for it.
港とやら。お前は腕に相当の自信があるようだけど、この間の増票とマロを一緒にしないことね。我が膝丸の鋼鉄。切れるものなら切ってみせなさい。
中将閣下のおぼし飯とあっては。
You gonna let us get in the first blow as like a show of good sportsmanship?
そうだね。でもお兄さん、やるのはちゃんと武装してからにしよ
何？
う。お兄さんの獲物はその太刀じゃない。ここにある。
Okay.
わかるでしょ。
Yeah,
わかる
yeah.
はずだよ。もう縁は結ばれている。ここだ。お兄さんの武装は。
なんだか知らないけど、よまいごとを並べるしかすることがないならまとめて
It
潰
means
す
my
わよ。
suspicions about Chachamaru might be
呼んで
fucking true.
お兄さん。な
I turn my gaze inward. There, newly carved on my heart, rests a name. I speak it like an oath.
鋼鉄。獅子には肉を、犬には骨を、竜には無垢なる魂を。今宵の虎鉄は血に飢えている。
Well, that's an ominous fucking incantation. Yo, let's go! Let's go! That's sick!
チャチャマル、あんたは一体。
さあ、戦いだ。アテラの初陣だよ、お兄さん。
Yeah, ever since she, you know, fucking off the Shogun, you know, in her arm transforms, it's always been there. And you know, especially once we learned that, you know, the Muramasas could transform, it's like, oh yeah, duh, obviously.
相手にとって不足はないけど余剰もね。アテラが勝つに決まってる。ミド、いったれ。
おう。
I draw my blade and stride forward to meet the Golden Musha. This will be my first battle as the master of Nagasone Kotetsu. And my last is Minato Kageyaki. There's probably some historical significance to the name that goes over my head because I'm not that adept in my, like, fucking intricate Japanese history. Oh, man, that's real fucking short. Man, fucking cock tease, you know. Fucking blue balls on that one. Unless the epilogue is just gonna be, don't worry about the fight, we won, and then, you know, the fucking bomb drops and it's like, woo! And then it's some mysterious thing. But, yeah. Fucking banger OST, though. Didn't have to go that hard. Like I said, real good design there for that suit. Kinda like Devilman, you know. You know, the scarf fucking, it makes me think of, like, you know, well, fucking like Kamen Rider or something, you know, Bugman, which, you know, that fits there too. But yeah, all that good shit that I totally haven't watched yet, but need to get around to eventually. And I plan on starting Kamen Rider eventually. And when I say Kamen Rider, I mean like the OG original. Like, I understand that there's like fucking 50 years of series to watch, and it's entirely unreasonable for to suggest most people, oh yeah, you just start at the beginning and watch it all. It's kind of like the Gundam thing where you just tell people to watch whatever interests them, unless it like is actually a fucking like sequel work, in which case, you know, you might want to watch the prerequisite one. But I'm a fucking weirdo, and I like to start at the very beginning of series. Like, you know, I still haven't finished Victory Gundam. I fucking fell off that a little bit. Not the series itself, just, you know, consistently watching it. You know, started with the fucking OG Gundam. You know, fucking 79. Or was it 78? I can never remember which fucking year the original Mobile Suit Gundam came out. I want to say it's 79. But I can never fucking remember. But yeah. Alright, where's our epilogue? No? No epilogue? Really? Alright. Yeah, it sure was presented by Nitro Plus. There we go. I knew it wasn't over yet.
Yeah, めっちゃ苦戦しましたね。
Yep, just imagine all in our heads that crazy battle they had.
そうだな。
We find ourselves atop a mountain of rubble, the wreckage of Futaraku's once majestic keep. I bear no blame for its present state. The destruction was wrought entirely by your enemy's monstrous strength.
勝率100回に1回程度だったのではないか。
冷静に考えてそんなもんですね。
お前の言うことは
Yeah, but you know, if you
二度と
won,
信じないようにしておく。
you know, and you only won once, then your odds of winning, or well, your record of winning is 100%. So you know, she wasn't that far off.
One more chance.
Dusk has descended on Kamakura. The silver stars dance like fireflies against the darkening sky, but the brightest of their number is gone. While we were fighting, GHQ dropped the forged bomb. Now it and Hikaru are nowhere to be seen.
戻ってくるよ。
Chachamaru answers my unspoken
お
question.
姫は必ず神に至る。神を奪って帰ってくる。
So, did she like drill herself into the ground propelled by the fucking forge bomb? Question mark?
だってお兄さんがここにいるんだから。
Having just declared everlasting suspicion, I'm forced to keep my agreement to myself. We sit in silence, watching as the world unravels around us. It will be some time, I'm sure, before the destruction is complete. But here, in this quiet corner of creation, it feels as though we are the only two alive. There is no sound to mark the passage of time, only the shifting of light and shadow.
あのね、お兄さんに教えてない秘密が。
言ってみろ。
About you?
うん。一目惚れだったんだ。
Oh. I guess this is kind of about you.
最初に声を聞いた時から好きでした。
I mean, yeah, I'd believe it. You know, you both fucking met at the racetrack and instantly fucking bonded over your autistic interest in race cars.
そうか。
The world is ending. Soon, a new god will rise, and all shall be well. Woo! All right. Well, that's that done. Time for that Muramasa. Damn, fucking 94 hours. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll probably just yeah, we're only 20 minutes in. Yeah, that's not being its own part. I'll just have to put in like chapter annotations like on the video. Like put in those breaks and label them. I've never done that before, so I'm gonna learn, you know, how to do that. And then, you know, maybe I'll throw a little thing in the beginning like, hey, by the way, you know, this is this episode contains these endings. You know, click here to go to this one. Click here to go to the fucking Muramasa end or the Chachamaru end or whatever. Hold on. Okay. All right, cool. The Muramasa end is further on, so we might even not get to that one today. God damn, though, it looks like there's a fucking lot, like another airship sequence or something. All right, no. Yes. How I wish that could be my answer. To forsake all else and live only for Hikaru. That is where salvation lies. Where alone can I find peace. And it can be mine. I need only speak one word. One word. And yet... Ow. Yeah, that doesn't feel good to the hangover. I remember. The smell of their blood in the air. The sound of their dying gasps. The last flicker of light in their eyes. I remember them all, every life I've taken. And I remember the reason. To my victims, and those who mourn their passing, my reason may mean nothing at all. I killed them. I trampled their hopes and dreams. Nothing can ever excuse that crime, nor grant reprieve from the furious sanction that is my rightful due. The only place my reason has meaning is here, in the confines of my heart. To prevent Kinsego's madness from spreading. That is why I murdered the infected and the others required by Muramasa's nature. I sacrificed them so that many more could live. If I choose Kinsego now, then why did I take their lives in the first place? Their deaths had no value to them. They didn't want to die. If even I, the man who killed them, decided that their deaths had no purpose, then they died for nothing.
できない。それは。できない。
It's not about what's right or wrong. Even if I could be forgiven, if all the gods ever worshipped by man descended and offered me absolution, still, I could not make that choice.
俺は彼らを犠牲にしたのだから。
I weighed their lives against what might be lost, and in the balance, found them wanting. I made that judgment, no one else, and I must stand by it to the end. I must shout from the rooftops, with conviction and pride, that they died so others might live. I will never forget. I will never abandon them. The first thing I experience upon re-entering my body is a horrible sense of wrongness, as though reality itself has fallen out of joint and I drift unmoored in time and space. This sensation must be caused by the sudden reassertion of my brain's natural order, disconnected pieces snapping back into place.
ミド、大丈
No! My brain is like a fucking smoothie in a
夫
blender.
ついて、焦らなくていいの。
Muramasa is supporting me, her hand against my forehead. I cannot know if it is because she wills it to be so, but her touch is cold, and for that I am thankful. Warmth could have been a comfort. What? Warmth would have been a comfort. Yeah, I read that right. Okay. Smothering my will, sapping my strength, even lulling me into the oblivion of sleep. This chilling touch will grant me strength because, of course it will. This cold is the feel of iron in my hand, the icy bite of power itself.
平気。
ああ。もう立てる。村正。
何？
俺は。戻って来られたのだな。
ええ、あなたは戻ってきてくれた。ミド。
I plant my feet against the earth and rise once more as Minato Kageaki. There is no pride or satisfaction in this, only knowledge that I am as I should be.
村正。ありがとう。またお前に助けられた。
私はあなたを助けたの。
In a sense, you've also, condemned him to, more pain, through his actions that he'll have to do in the future, but, he chose him.
苦しめているだけじゃないかって。
Yeah, it's complicated.
ああ、確かに。さっきまではひどく楽な心地だった。今はまた重い。
Yeah.
そうなるのは分かってた。でも私は剣だから、心が鉄でできてるから、きっと冷酷なんでしょうね。
I mean, you say that, but, you're real fucking emotional.
感謝する。
ミド？
お前のおかげで俺は正しく俺でいられる。お前が冷たい剣でよかった。
何よ。そんなこと言われたら。
Yeah, stop. You'll make me blush.
私、どうしていいかわからなくなる。
村正。
ごめんなさい。私、本当は
Yeah.
あなたに選ばせたくなんてなかった。
Just kind of wanted to do it.
戻ってきて欲しかったから。離れ離れでいたくなかった。本当はそれだけ責めてくれればいいのに。私はあなたが苦しむのを承知で、あなたを
What a
私のところに
sinful
連れ
woman you
戻したん
are.
だから。ごめんなさい。
なぜ謝る。お前は正しいことをしてくれた。間違いなく。
So, Chachamaru is just lying there on the ground, wrapped up watching this, display, huh?
感謝している。
言わないで。
Yeah, don't be so nice to me. No, girls kind of like it when you're a bit of an asshole to them. Try it out. In the end, I have no words with which to quell her guilt. Perhaps because I do not understand its source, the mysterious heart of a woman. All I can do is hold her, is Tsurugi with a heart of cold steel and wait for her tears to subside. So, what now? With my sensibilities restored, I reassess the situation. Futaraku Castle is drowning in death. Everywhere I look, men are killing one another, compelled by Ginseigo to hopeless slaughter. So now that you're like, you've like removed the egg from your butthole or whatever, are you? Can you be affected by the Ginseigo particles, or are you protected by your Muramasa force field or whatever? I have to stop it.
そうだ
Even if you're, you know, unsuited up.
何をだ。
大鳥かなえからあなたに伝言があるの。
It's like, oh yeah, her.
大井殿から。
I haven't seen her in a minute. Feels like forever since I last heard that name. Otorikaine, Nene Ichijo. How have they fared since my disappearance?
なんだか眉唾な話なんだけど、そのまま言うからね。
おう。
進駐軍は決戦兵器、鍛造ライダーを使う。その兵器はこの城塞を全滅させるとかなんとか。
Like that was the plan.
ミドウにはわかる？
Yeah.
私には正直さっぱりなんだけど。
But her message has words, but her message has triggered another burst of thought, and I'm in no state to respond. Of course, the forged bomb. Any moment now, GHQ will unleash it on the castle, killing everyone in the area and granting victory to the Allies, or rather, the Green Dragon Society. You know, I'm just gonna say the Green Dragon Society from now on instead of saying that. Like, sure, I can work out the fucking Gruen Drachen, but that second half, no. A weapon of such power. I had my doubts, but now that I have Captain Otori to collaborate.
実在する。
Corroborate? Corroborate. Corroborate, not collaborate.
ミドウ？
その兵器は本当に存在するのだ、村正。そして、させてはならん。
The bomb has the greatest potential for destruction of any immediate threat. Therefore, stopping it must be my first priority. But how? I assume it will be dropped by airship or dragoon. Should I attempt to head them off? No. A weapon so devastating will have to be dropped from a very high altitude. But to reach that altitude, and thence the bomb's transport, I would first need to pass the Ginseigo copies prowling just overhead. The attempt would likely be suicidal. Even if I managed to slip through some crack, or, more realistically, detour around the killing fields, I would still have the transport's escort to contend with. GHQ will not send it unguarded. Downing the transport is out of the question. Alright. What is... end? Does... what? Words! I can't read. Alright. What does that leave? Negotiation? Should I force my way into GHQ headquarters and appeal directly to the commanding officer? Hardly a reasonable course of action.
ミドウ、伝言にはあと少し実はこれもなんだか意味がよくわからないんだけど。
言ってくれ。
I'll take any hint, however small.
この作戦を防ぐには六原幕府を消滅させるしかない。
それはどういう意味だ。
わからないってば。あと
Means we gotta do a boss rush, you know, fight everyone.
鍵は足利四郎国氏ですって。
Moriuji's grandson, Ashikage Kuniuji. That boy has the power to destroy the shogunate? What is Captain Otori thinking? I understand the basic concept. GHQ's objective is to destroy Rokuhara, not Futaraka itself. If Rokuhara ceases to exist, then there will no longer be a reason to drop the bomb. I expect the society might have something to say about that, but fortunately, they do not control GHQ. They merely guide it in their chosen direction. Cleverly, to be sure, but ultimately GHQ's own need take precedence. If the shogunate ends, the plan must fail. But one cannot simply erase the shogunate. The scale is too vast and the time too short. This cannot be at all. Words? This cannot be all the captain wanted to convey. She must have omitted some crucial detail, believing that Muramasa would not understand. True, Muramasa is no expert on current affairs, but surely the captain could have included one more. Wait, what was that last thing she said? Ashikaga Kuniyuji is the key. Does that mean she wants me to assassinate him? No, that can't be right. While technically the shogun, the boy is much too young to bear that responsibility. Real power rests with the generals beneath him. Killing the shogun will not end the shogunate. In which case, we need him alive. Alive, he has the power to destroy Rokuhara.
村正行くぞ。
どこへ？
天守閣足利国氏殿下のもとへ彼を説得し大政奉還を宣言させる。
The abdication of power. That is what. Man, I just can't speak. I think I'm having a stroke. That is what will end this crisis. Ashikaga Kuniuchi must declare an end to Rokuhara's rule of Yamato. Although his position is purely symbolic, in this case it is a symbol that matters. A public declaration from the shogun himself will carry great weight, both here and abroad. Someone with real authority might try to overturn it later, but that will take time, and time is what we need. This attack by the West is justified solely on the claim that Rokuhara is a tyrannical regime that must be toppled for the sake of Yamato. No argument there. We'll give them what they want. The shogunate dead? Only by its own hands. If Rokuhara no longer rules, then GHQ has no cause to prosecute this war. Certainly, they could ignore the declaration, but to attack an enemy that has offered its surrender would invalidate their pretenses to justice. They would risk not only the enmity of Yamato, but also international censure. Britain will not take the risk, and neither, I'm sure, will the Americans in command. It would defeat their true purpose to establish a stable foothold on this island. Yes, this is it. A way to stop the bomb.
できるの？そんなこと。
やってみなくてはわからん。考えた中ではこれが一番成功する望みがありそうだ。
Yeah, just gotta roll for persuasion. The declaration itself should be simple enough. We'll broadcast on all frequencies, reaching so far and wide that no one will be able to hide what has happened. As Muramasa points out, convincing the young shogun to make the announcement is likely to pose the real difficulty. Great lords do not mingle with lowly colonels. In my time here at Fudoraka Castle, I have not once so much seen Kuniuchi, never mind spoken with him. So, I have to break into the shogun's personal quarters and convince him, a boy I've never met, to forsake everything he's ever known.
やらねばならん。自信の有無を問われると困るが。
私も努力するから。どこまで役に立てるかわからないけど。
Mainly being quiet?
頼む。
You might have some nugget of wisdom you can offer?
頼まなくていいって。そのブキッチョがそんな場面で役に立つかい。
You're not wrong there. We turn to see Chachamaru rising to her feet, having finally freed herself from Muramasa's threads.
ちゃちゃまる。
やってくれた。おめえ、本当にやってくれやがったな。ラマサ。
Nothing personal. Muramasa flinches back, struck by the raw hate in Chachamaru's voice.
堀越で始末しとくべきだった。いや、八幡宮で潰しとくんだった。当時踏んだよ。おかげでこのざまだ。
Yep. Ain't looking great.
笑える。
For you anyway.
世話ねえや。余裕かましたあげく奪われてんだもんな。 面白すぎるんだよてめえ。
あなたが先に奪ったんでしょ。
そうだよ。
Cat fight. Cat
あ
fight.
てが先におめえから奪っ
Get
た。
the spray bottle.
その時に全部奪っときゃよかったんだ。おめえの命なんてカスみてえなもん興味のかけらもねえってんでほっといたばっかりに。くそ、後悔なんて趣味じゃねえ。今からでもやってやる。
Sure. She takes one menacing step forward, eyes like two white-hot coals fixed on Muramasa. I automatically move to shield my Tsurugi. But just as she takes the second step, Chachamaru suddenly clenches her head, then sinks to her knees, face contorted in pain.
くそ、頭痛
Oh, gotta take your pills.
が最近は軽かったのに。
I got some ibuprofen. You want some? You can have a little as a treat.
元に戻るとクソが響きやがる。
Oh, Chachamaru, poor pitiful little creature. Her head? Whatever is causing it, the pain is clearly severe. Her fingers dig frantically at her skull, as if to tear free something that has taken root.
ちょちょまる。
まだお前で呼んでくれるんだ、お兄さん。
She smiles softly, then rises on unsteady legs.
よかった。中将閣下に戻っちゃわなくて。
Yeah,
ちょちょまる。もうやめろ。
it's not like we don't feel for your plight, you know. If it weren't for you trying to end the world, you know, I'd actually kind of like you. So,
お前が何を求めているのか。
you know,
それは知らん。
you've been a good friend to,
だが
you know,
犠
his
牲とす
sister
る
as
ものが
well.
大きす
So,
ぎ
you
る
know,
ことだけは分かっている。
I don't think he hates you in any way, but
道義などは解かん。
things have clearly gotten out of hand.
頼む。やめてほしい。
お兄さんのそういう変に素直なとこ嫌いになれないんだよね。でも聞けない、やめられないんだ、お兄さんのお願いでも。
Aw.
ちょちょまる。
だから国氏のところにも行かせてあげられない。お兄さんの考えはいいとこついてるよ。 確
Sure.
かに国氏を
You
利
sure
用
we
す
just
れば
can't like beat you
今
up
か
a
らで
little
も
and
担
then,
当
you
ライダー
know,
の投下を阻止でき
have
る。
you join the party?
説得も案外難しくないんじゃないかな。今の時はちょっと情緒が不安定だからね。幕府を潰してって頼まれたらあっさりその気になっちまいそうだ。
Oh yeah, his life
まさか同心坊主の悪趣味が
fucking sucks
こ
right
んな
now.
とこでたたるとはな。
You know, his fucking his granddad, who you know kind of raised him, just died. He saw his crush get you know fucking raped in front of him, and now the fucking world is on fire.
なぜわざわざ教えた。
She knows I lacked confidence. She should be fanning the flames of doubt, not giving me hope. That is, if she is my enemy.
理由は3つ。1つ、一応の備えはしてある。2つ、お兄さんは当てが止める。3つ、
Aw.
当てはとことんお兄さんには甘いみたいだ。色男さんめ、
ちょちょまる。
Yeah, what a sinful
もう一度。
man you are,
ダメ、
Minato Kageaki.
困らせないで。お兄さんには選択の余地があったみたいだけど、当てにはないんだから。
Just gotta be strictly business from here, huh?
ミド、行きましょう。
村正。
無理に戦う必要もない。走行して飛んでいけば済むことよ。上のあれが危険だけど、短い距離ならなんとかなると思う。
Yeah, just stay, you know. Well, really don't fly, just kind of hop along the roofs, I guess. No, she's right. We don't need to fly all the way, just far enough to lose Chachamaru. the sound plan.
のが
何よ。
おめえの言うことに従ったらお兄さんはあっさり当てに撃墜されてる。指定を死なせる剣が無能でなくてなんだってんだ。
Oh, okay.
あなたが飛べる可能性は計算のうちよ。
It makes sense Muramasa would be able to tell what she is.
でも所詮武者とは機構性能が比較にならないもの。注意はいるけど問題にすることもない。
それがおめえの計算か。採点してやる。ちなみに1億点満点だぞ。
かな。
怒るな、村正。
Yes, hush.
俺もお前の意
No
見
fighting.
に問題点はないと判断している。
At least not when you have to.
お兄さんがわからないのは仕方ないさ。でもそいつが未だに気づいてないってのは
Yeah,
ど
I
んなもん
gotta,
か
you know,
ね。
explain what and how you are this way.
何が言いたいのよ。
いい加減分かれってのさ。当てが何なのか。
そんなの分かってる。
はあ、言ってみ。
あなたは剣でしょ。
Yeah.
チャチャマル。
何？
剣なのよ、ミド。この足利チャチャマルはね。あなたが精神汚染された時、
Uh-huh.
私がチャチャマルの力で抑え込まれたのを覚えている？その気になって精査してみれば、やっぱり何かおかしい。肉体が肉
Yeah,
体
she's
ら
just
しく
like
な
a
い。
facsimile like you are
私
right
と同
now.
じように。そう。私と同じ。人の形態を持つ剣なのよ、チャチャマルは。
The governor of Horigawe, a Tsurugi? Impossible. Although, come to think of it, she has demonstrated numerous abilities that no human should possess. Could it be true? Is she a Tsurugi?
とことん目の利かねえだかじだな。自信満々で外しやがる。
It sounds like it's a little more complicated than that.
当ては剣じゃない。
嘘よ。
あいにくと本当だ。剣に慣れていたらよかったけどな。
Yeah, she wouldn't have to deal with all these fucking issues then.
ただ
If
の
she
人
was
だって言う
just
の？
a, you know, quote unquote
そうじゃないの
machine.
はもう明らかよ。私の目をごまかせると思わないで。
ごまかしちゃいねえ。おめえが勝手に間違えてるだけだ。
芯金を持つ人間がいるわけないでしょ。
アホが。おめえの頭の中には剣と人しかいねえのかよ。
Yeah, what about some mysterious third option?
え？
Suddenly, a strange sound reaches my ears. A metallic screech like steel girders bending under immense pressure. Then I see it. Chachamaru's skin changing into something else. Something hard that shines with dull light.
鋼鉄？
Did she summon a Tsurugi? No, I saw no sign. And besides, this is nothing like what happens when a Musha dons their armor. She's becoming the armor, not wearing it. If anything, looks like how I imagine Muramasa's transformation might, only played in reverse and in slow motion. Is it true then? Is she a Tsurugi? Ouch! No, this is wrong. Muramasa's ability to reshape her body is merely another application of her powers. Establishing the process required trial and error, but ever since, she has transformed without issue. Not so for Chachamaru. She's in agony. I can see it on her face, hear it in her voice, as though a horde of ravenous beasts were tearing her limb from limb. Then there's the blood. Crimson rivulets flow from every joint, every orifice, down every centimeter of yet untouched skin. Muramasa's transformation isn't like this. Surely no Tsurugi would be so designed. Is she human then? A human girl, forced to undergo a cruel transmutation, screaming and howling as flesh turns into metal, in the end to become but a blood-covered doll. Is that what this is?
チャチャマル、あなたは。
当ては人として生まれた剣。 剣として作られた人、どちらでもあって
Cool.
どちらでもない
How?
中途半端な。
チャチャマル、
Yeah, what?
お前は
宇治には腐肉を、ハエにはクソを、モズにはカエルの串刺しを、今宵の虎鉄を血に飢えて
Cool. A Musha?
お兄さん、あてはね、
Yeah, it's sick as fuck.
リビングアーマーなんだ。
Okay, it looks kind of goofy like that. You know, the proportion's a little off, but okay. Neither human nor Tsurugi, but both and neither. Living armor. And such a thing exists? How did she become such a creature?
あての父親は堀越久保足利盛政、母親は蝦夷の剣鍛冶、長袖入道虎鉄の命を受け継ぐ28代目。
What, did she like forge her Tsurugi while pregnant and the result was you or something?
本当ならあては人間か蝦夷か、でなけりゃ半蝦夷に生まれつくはずだった。
It is a well-known rumor, although not spoken everywhere, that Kamakura Watch might overhear. They say that she was a bastard child, that half of her blood is dwarven, tainted.
だがそうはならなかった。
残念なことに。残念な。
なぜ？
いいのお兄さん、果ての身の上話なんか聞いてて急ぎの用事があるんじゃない？
I mean, I kind of want to hear it, you know, it sounds interesting.
ミド、
あ
She's right. We don't have the time. Although, I'm not sure why Chachamaru reminded me of that. In any case, we have to stop the bomb.
チャチャマル、通しては
Pretty please? As he, you know, looks up at her with, you know, puppy doll eyes and, you know, bats his lashes.
うん。
村正。
ええ、
I assumed the stance of armoring and prepared to become a Musha once more.
八幡宮の事件以来か。
Though barely a month has passed since then, it feels strangely nostalgic. I have a few good memories of my time in armor. Pain, fear, murder. These are the three things I most readily recall. But this...
これは嫌いではない。
Oh yeah, dudes love henshins.
そうね。私も。
I extend my limbs and tense my muscles, ready to receive the armor now swirling around me. And then I speak the words of the covenant. The two may be joined as one.
鬼に会うては鬼を切る。仏に会うては仏を切る。剣の断り、ここにあり。
Woo! Been a while.
あてはお姫と違って愛情表現でぶん殴っちゃうような病気は抱えてないけど、
Yeah, you just say the words.
やっぱり武人の端くれ。こうして武者姿のお兄さんを前にすると手合わせしたくなってはくるね。
望むところよ。
Just the suit, though.
高い
Please
代
don't
償
put
を
any
払わ
holes
せ
in
てあげ
us.
る。
野郎時代のクズ鉄が。
Please, like, fully henshin a helmet or something. The proportions just make it so dumb. As a Musha, Chachamaru's appearance is highly unorthodox. First, there are her weapons. Instead of a sword or spear, she has three long blades extending from each wrist. They shine amber in the twilight. Tiger claws, I suppose you might call them, more useful than a sword at extreme close range. Ordinarily, facing such an opponent, I would employ the superior reach of my weapon and attempt to end the fight before she could close. That is the standard approach. However, feel at my waist. My longsword is missing. I only have my wakizashi. This does not come as a shock. I thought it might be so. Still, you make things difficult. The wakizashi has a much shorter blade. I will have to be closer to wield it effectively, and that means meeting my enemy on her terms. This would not be the case if I still had Muramasa's Nodachi, or even the meter-long Tachi that served as a replacement. However, both were lost to Genseigo. The former, broken and sealed into eggs, the latter, consumed by that hole in the sky. I'll simply have to make do.
ブーは悪いな。
Given her equipment and what I've seen of how she fights, it's safe to assume that Chachamaru specializes in ground-based hand-to-hand combat. I, on the other hand, am not as familiar with the wakizashi as I am with longer blades, and the same can be said of Muramasa. As a Tsurugi, Muramasa's basic design philosophy is as orthodox as they come. She's meant to engage her enemies in open air or on open ground, then overpower or outrange them with her massive Nodachi. At this range, she will not be able to use her full strength. And range is not the only factor that advantages my opponent. I am making no effort to hide my lack of weapons. Chachamaru can see that the range favors her, and yet she makes no move to attack. Why? Not for an overabundance of caution. In fact, Chachamaru has no need to attack. Her objective is not to defeat me, but to keep me engaged as long as possible. Soon the bomb will drop and victory will be hers. Strategic concerns thus force me to make the first move, thereby putting myself at a tactical disadvantage. You could say the battle's already half lost.
だが
Oshino Onryu has ways to approach even the most hopeless situation. I draw my wakizashi with my right hand, holding it high at my shoulder with the point forward. At the same time, I advance my left foot and extend my left arm, angling my body sideways towards my foe. In traditional short sword doctrine, one keeps their blade forward to defend against attacks. This stance, called sakawaki, does precisely the opposite, defending not with my sword, but with my empty left hand. I will, of course, take damage to the arm, but my weapon will be free to thrust. Free. A desperate ploy for a desperate occasion.
なるほどね。
Seeing this, Chachamaru takes a similar stance, advancing her left foot and angling her body sideways. When one anticipates a thrust, one must first present a smaller target, as Chachamaru has done here. Yeah, it's a fucking fencing thing, in rapier fighting. The response is correct, and therefore predictable. I step forward with a sharp exhalation, extending my left arm to full. At the same time, I spread my fingers, turning my palm into a wall that blocks my enemy's sight. Konoha Gakure. For a tenth of a second, Chachamaru considers. I feel her thoughts and the breath against my palm. How will I strike? Will it come high or low? From the left or the right? With her vision impaired, she can only guess. An instant more and she will have her answer, but by then it'll be too late to react. So she chooses the safe play. Step back, left claw raised to guard the front. That denies her the opportunity for a counter, but ensures that she can block any thrust with, at most, light injury. That is the correct response. Assuming that I do thrust.
あと半歩
Even as Chachamaru retreats, I extend my stride to keep her in range. A simple enough feat, given that I expected her to do just that. At the same time, I raise my short sword, not for a thrust, but for a slash. My target is Chachamaru's unprotected neck. The thrust I presented was a feint, and by applying pressure with Konoha Gakure, I forced her to respond to the perceived threat. It would take a seasoned warrior indeed to see through the ruse in time to answer my slash. Ah! And Chachamaru is just such a warrior. I cannot imagine the life she must have led, but to be so battle-tested at such a young age, she doesn't bat an eyelash at my at the shift in my attack. Instead, she responds with perfect calm, raising her right hand to shield her neck. Perfect.
完璧に
For me. And now I unleash my true strike, aiming not for her neck, but for the claws defending it. The attack I signaled was itself a ruse, concealed inside the first. I have no desire to kill Chachamaru, nor even to cause her injury. There are several reasons for this, but foremost among them is the simple fact that I have grown too close. Although I was not myself at the time, the memories of the past few weeks are still fresh in my mind. It is enough to render her unable to interfere, and the fastest way to do that is to destroy her weapons. When striking, you must know in advance where you will bring your power to bear. If I had in fact been aiming for her neck, her claws would have deflected my sword. But since I am targeting the claws themselves, I should have enough force to break them. Ah!
あ、やっぱりね。そうすると思ったよ。お兄さん、優しいから。
Her claws aren't broken. Worse, my sword is caught between them. For as I might, it will not budge.
手術
She's using Jite Jutsu. Thought she'd fallen for my ruse, but no. She was answering with a ruse of her own.
ライガー流ソードブレーカー、今開眼して、今命令
Chachamaru bears down upon my trapped wakizashi. The thin blade squeals in protest.
まずい
At this rate, my weapon will break. There's only one choice. I let go of my sword. Suddenly lacking my strength to support it, the blade goes spinning off into the distance. I've still managed to lose my weapon, but at least this way I can retrieve it later. Of course, Chachamaru predicted this too. She comes in low without wasted breath or motion, and drives her right palm into my solar plexus. Well, at least she used a palm strike instead of just, ripping your guts out with the claws. A clean hit. The force of her strike penetrates my armor, but instead of continuing through my body and out the other side, it pools in my abdomen, scrambling my organs. Pain is exquisite. Like blows to the head, which dulls one's senses, blows to the gut tend to sharpen them instead. I double forward, overwhelmed. Chachamaru takes this chance to finish the job. She slides to my rear before I can recover, then slips her arms beneath my shoulders and locks her hands at the back of my neck. A full Nelson? In the blink of an eye, I'm rendered immobile. Does she have the reach? Fucking physically. Your suit's a lot bigger than she is. A flawless combination, smoother than silk. I knew that Chachamaru was versed in unarmed combat, but I had no idea that she was this skilled. Take a moment to appreciate her handiwork, and then a sudden shortness of breath reminds me that I'm on the receiving end. Ah, my ears. A full Nelson. Perhaps the simplest headlock there is, but lethal when applied correctly. My arms pinned, I have no hope of escape. Say nothing of counterattack, and my head is pressed so far down that my chin is buried in my throat. Chachamaru's strength is beastly. Clearly her armor was designed for this. Forget about asphyxiation. She could easily snap my neck.
おとなしくしててね。殺したくないって思ってるのは。
Thanks, Boo.
暴れたらダメ。ほんと折れるよ。
The pain in Muramasa's voice indicates more than just frustration. Like my neck, her armor is under great strain. And while our lives may not be in danger as long as Chachamaru intends to spare us, the fate of the mission most certainly is. Like this, we have no hope of stopping the bomb.
予定とはちょっと違うけど、このまま待とうか。サブミッションを決められながら神の出現と世界の終わりを迎えるってのもなかなかおつなもんでしょ。
Fun isn't the word I'd use.
そんなのをおつだとかシャレだとかいう文化はヤマト66種に存在しません。絶対。
おめえには聞いてねえ。お兄さんはまんざらでもないって様子で黙ってうなずいてるだろう。
Well, he can't really say anything because, aforementioned, chin buried in neck. Kind of hard to talk like that.
息ができないだけよ。
Although I appreciate Muramasa speaking up on my behalf, talking seems unlikely to resolve our predicament. Despite her playful tone, Chachamaru's grip remains unyielding. Neither strength nor skill will break us out of this. We'll have to rely on other methods. No words are necessary. I begin the breathing cycle. Difficult, given my current predicament, but I managed to gather enough heat to fuel what comes next. I transfer that heat into Muramasa, who converts it into power. Lift off? Oh, are you just gonna magnetize and fucking blow her off? Chachamaru seems to realize that something's wrong. Too late. I force the command through my strained throat, and the power is unleashed. This is the defensive application of Muramasa Shinogi, using like magnetic fields to repel the enemy or their attack. Though short-lived, the repelling force is extremely powerful. If brute strength and skill won't get us out of this, then perhaps...
無茶しない無茶しない。一歩間違えたら自爆だよそれ。
どうして？
You can just negate it? She shut down my Shinogi? No, she canceled it out by using her own magnetic fields to keep herself attached. But how? How can Chachamaru...
嘘よ。だってこの。
ああそうだ。おめえの力だよ。
Can you just
村正。
copy it?
保険に関わるからあんまり使いたくないんだけどな。
どうしてあなたが？
あては
Oh,
ブ
okay.
ーマの化け狼や殺人マニアの青江なんかとは一味二味違うってことですよだ。さあお兄さん、もう手は尽きたかな。
I mean, kinda, yeah.
危ない真似はこれっきりにしてね。
I gotta say that was our last gambit, but it's only one we had prepped. Which increases the pressure against my neck, forcing my chin deeper into my throat and making it even harder to breathe. I won't be able to charge another Shinogi.
どうする？
Where does that leave me? I struggle for an answer, but none is forthcoming. I've heard that there are ways to escape full Nelson, but I lack the requisite knowledge, and I'm not in a position to read up on it. Escape would appear impossible. What then? Is that an excuse to surrender? Is surrender even an option? If I fail here, the bomb will fall. I know not whether this will truly summon a god, but there seems little room to doubt that many people will die. Perhaps enough to make Kinsego's massacres pale in comparison.
それでは
Then for what purpose did I return to myself? For what purpose did Muramasa cross hell to reach me? If I fail here, it will have meant nothing. My victims will have died for nothing.
村正。
何か手立て？
なあ、左腕の鋼鉄を外せ。
Yeah, what?
部分除走だ。できるだろう。
できるけど、でもそんなことをしたら。
I mean, that'll reduce her grip on you because she won't be grabbing the armor anymore. You'll get some space, but then you're just gonna twist and jerk real quick there and kind of try to slip out.
脱出できる。要点はそこだけだ。今はそれだけでいい。
わかった。
My Tsurugi obeys without further argument. Expected. She knows as well as I do what our path must be. I relax my body and steel my spirit in preparation for what is to come. Gonna sacrifice the arm, just a little. It'll be a poor joke indeed if the pain knocks me unconscious.
Mido!
Oh! The armor protecting my left arm vanishes. A moment later, I hear a sickening crunch as Chachamaru's savage strength wrenches my shoulder from its socket. This was, of course, the anticipated outcome of discarding my armor's support. Still, the electric agony that rips through my body nearly strips me of reason. Even Chachamaru cannot see this coming. I feel her startled squeak against my neck. The destruction of my shoulder joint has loosened my enemy's grip. This is my one chance to escape. Setting my jaw against the pain, I fling Chachamaru bodily. I fling Chachamaru bodily from my shoulders, then leap back to open the range. I'm trying to reason in my brain bodily, like sure you like fling her body, but I've never seen bodily used in that context. So let me just Google it. Bodily. I'm getting like sports bras. Interesting. Moving on. I'm free, but it costs me. The pain sears my brainstem. Muramasa restores my armor, then goes to work on my injured arm. Restoring full function will take some time, though I'll be down an arm for the rest of the fight. But at least the pain begins to subside.
仕切り直しだ。
いや、じゃねえだろうが。
Yeah, that was fucked. Having recovered from her shock, Chachamaru glares at us with fury in her eyes. Or rather, at Muramasa.
てめえ、村正。手の体を壊してどうする。命令されたってやらねえだろ普通。それでも剣か。
剣よ。
Muramasa weathers her rage unflinching.
私は御堂の保護者じゃない。戦って勝つための相棒なの。勝つために守るし、勝つためなら傷つけることだってある。
You know, just usually we're hurting him emotionally.
邪道だろ。
いや、正道だ。
I crouch to pick something up from the ground. My wakizashi. So, I still have some luck left. Armed once again, I face Chachamaru.
俺の剣はそれで正しい。
お兄さんも難儀なお人やね。どうしてそんなのを認めちまうかな。切ない気分ですよ。
そう言われても返しようがないが。
Yeah.
してと剣の縁が結ばれるからには。
Sorry to put you out like that,
相応
Chachamaru.
の理由があったということなのだろうよ。
その逆を言えば、
Oof.
結ばれなかったことにも
Come on, don't twist his words
理
like
由はある
that.
ってことか。
Chachamaru bites her lip.
どうしたもんかな。剣はイかれてるし、お兄さんは頑固者。これじゃその気がなくたって命の取り合いになっちまうね。
Yeah, neither of us really want that.
それを言いとうなら道を開けてくれ。
As expected, Chachamaru shakes her head.
仕方ないな。こいつで眠ってもらおう。
御堂、鉄器の熱量が変動してる。これは
She, about to, ignite?
しのぎか。
おそらく。
Oh, I was thinking she's gonna fucking fire up her Guitari, but no. That explains why she's so wobbly. Can I stop her from using it? No, it's too late. We'll need more than a single motion to reach her. Looks like we're doing this the hard way. I'll meet her Shinogi head on. Shinogi defy the laws of nature. Her power could be literally anything. Still, I must find some way to overcome it, or else all is lost. I ready myself, determined not to succumb.
そう警戒しなくていいよ。大した術じゃないん
You
だ。
don't got some super crazy power?
単に感覚を共有するだけ。
Oh,
感覚を
fucking offensive schizophrenia, go!
お兄さんは覚えがあるはずだよ。もう何度かやってみせてる。ただし今回は加減なし。足利チャチャ丸の世界をそのまま捧げる。
Cool.
行くよ。キャッスル・オブ・ハウリング。
Ah! Power. I am power. What? Something rises from deep in my guts, surging towards the surface like a volcanic tide. What is this? Voices, too many to count, crushed into an indecipherable jumble. No, wait. There are images too, silhouettes moving amid the static. Is this sound? Sight? Some sort of signal? No. This is information. A flood of data beating against me. There's too much. More than my brain can process. A million points of sound and light, each with its own distinct meaning. Meaning? I'm drowning in it. Binary code. An unending torment of data, raw and unfiltered, churning in my skull. This is Chachamaru's world?
これは人の感覚と剣の感覚が混成している。
What?
そうさ。
Amid the thunder, amid the deluge, a data point labeled Chachamaru speaks.
これが人であり剣である当ての宿語。人の感覚に基づいて剣の感覚機能が情報を収集し肉の脳に叩き込む。結果がこの情報構図。お兄さん、
A little.
もう歴史しちゃってないだろうね。
It's not going great.
まだあるんだよ。人と剣の複合感覚は人にも剣にも感じ取れないものまで使える。
Okay. Like?
その最たるものがこいつだ。
Ow. This is... Yes. I've heard it before. That night, at the meeting in that dark hotel. The same voice. The same... No. No, 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 no! Not the same. That was nothing. A breath. A kiss. Is that... you? God? Like me when I lie down in bed at night after I've been drinking. Darkness. Black. And cold.
なんだ
As the pieces of my shattered soul knit themselves together, I realized that 10 million years have passed as I lay here upon the dirt. I push myself up and take stock of this new world. Perhaps my internal clock was a bit out of sync. Instead of finding myself the prisoner of a distant civilization, I come out in the courtyard of Futuraka Castle, exactly where I was before I lost consciousness. Chachamaru is staring at me, her expression one of mild shock.
予想以上にタフだね、お兄さん。今ので潰れないとは思わなかった。
You know, he's pretty familiar with internal torment, so, you get accustomed to it. Try to speak, but my mouth won't comply. Seems I'm still not fully reconnected. Muramasa's in a similar state. The shock must have overloaded her systems. Fortunately, she is recovering, and there doesn't appear to be serious damage. They were just booting up in safe mode. Lucky we weren't flying when this happened. That could have ended very badly.
ちゃまる
Finally managed to get the words out.
お前たちはあれを地上に引き
That's
出す
not
と
God.
いうのか
That's the devil.
あの
God? Monster? Lump of metal? I don't know what to call it, but I do know what it is. Mass of seething, raging, churning, frothing, howling, power. Power. That's all. Unimaginable power.
あんなもの
うんあの塊を引っ張り出すそうしないとあいつはたまらね
They can't. They can't. The world will end. There's no doubt in my mind. If that thing comes to life on the surface, we're doomed.
ミド
回復したか
ええさっきのあれが
Robot fucking outer space Satan.
神とやらだ
ヨタ話じゃないのね
今からでもヨタ話にしてほしいがな
Having felt what we did, we no longer have the luxury of incredibility. That thing is real and a threat to all life.
あんなものを自由にするわけにはいかない
え罰当たりなこと言うんじゃねえよありゃおめえらの神様だろうが
金人様
ウォルフの推論が当たってればだけどなあれが剣の起源天界から火を盗んだプロメテウス太陽を削り取るビシュバカルマン天帝に挑んで敗れ地に埋められた死勇
Uh-huh.
空よりのまれびと金人魔王尊遠い昔に天から落ちてきた火事の祖神だ
Words recall the paper I read. The one entitled Fantasy of Cruxes.
そうだとしても崇めはしたってこの写しをに連れてこようなんて考えるもんですか
神がそれを望んでいてもか
たたり神の言いなりになったって誰も幸せにならないでしょうがお供えをして静まってくださいってお願いすればいいのよ
都合のいい
Yeah,
話
that's
だ
why
な
you have the festivals or whatever to lull
信
them
仰
into
も人が
eternal
発明し
sleep
たも
or
んなんだか
whatever.
ら人に都合よくできてるのは当たり前だ神が実在さえしなけりゃそれで通ったんだがな
Okay, fair. You know,
あれ
entirely
には
fair.
お祈りを聞く耳もなけりゃ供物を食う口もない
Yeah, I don't think this guy really wants like persimmons on his altar.
望む通りにしてやるしかねえんだよ
チャチャマル
Is that the only way you will ever be free?
また
お兄さんがいくらしぶとくてもその剣がどこまで鈍感でももう一度あれを聞けば落ちるだろう下手に抗わない方が多分楽だよ
Just ride the waves, don't fight it. Getting kind of psychedelic with it, but all right. Right now, I must focus on defeating her shinogi. Far too much is at stake to falter here. There's only one choice left. I sheath my wakizashi and summon my energy.
ミド
レールガンやれるな村正
了解
My balance is not recovered fully. I won't be able to stop her with a conventional attack. Instead, I will use my own shinogi, harnessing the force of magnetic repulsion to launch my sword from its sheath like a bolt of lightning. Nothing on earth can evade this strike. No, I suppose one thing it has, one enemy whose speed transcended even light. But Chachamaru can hardly be capable of that. I'll aim for the ground in front of her. A direct hit could too easily prove fatal. Fortunately, the shockwave from a near impact should be enough to put her out of commission, at least until we get away.
そうくるか
And now it all comes down to speed. Which of us will get our shinogi off first? I produce heat from my core. Muramasa collects it and converts it into power. We must complete this process with all possible haste, but without sacrificing precision. The forces we harness are not to be trifled with. If I lose control for even an instant, ruptured arteries will be the least of my problems. It must be fast. It must be perfect. Anything else will kill us both. My escape from Chachamaru's headlock is coming back to haunt me. I need my left arm to position my sheath, to aim the cannon, in other words, as well as to light the fuse. I fear it may not be up to the task. So be it. I'll have to make do. Without prompting, Muramasa uses her power to fix my left hand magnetically to the sheath. I'll thank her later. Now is not the time. I'll take care of the... This takes care of the aiming problem. All that's left is the charge. Advantage. Mine.
レールガンかしり
There's no sign of my enemy Shinogi taking hold. The plan would appear to have worked. Chachamaru is gone. Did I kill her? No. Even a direct hit wouldn't have vaporized her. And there on the ground right where I intended is an elongated crater formed by my sword. Chachamaru alone is missing. Where did she... She probably jumped.
あそこ
Turn my head. There she is, even farther away than before. She must have leapt away at the moment of impact. Why would she do that? Abandon her chance to finish me off. Would have made that decision before it was clear whose attack would land first. Yes, she has forced me to waste my shinogi, but she herself has built hers nearly to completion. That energy wouldn't return just because she decided not to use it. This exchange strained us equally. The balance of power remains the same. So Chachamaru's actions are meaningless, aren't they?
当ての勝ちかな。悪知恵勝負じゃ分が悪かったね、お兄さん。
I mean, you are
こ
kind of
っ
a
ちとら
slimy
堀
rat
越久保
bastard,
足
but
利
yeah.
茶々丸。裏技はお手の物ですよ。じゃ。
Okay. Chachamaru turns and breaks into a run. She's fleeing? Damn, she tricked me. Played me for a fool. I always knew that she had two ways to win. The first was to neutralize me directly, kill me or render me unconscious. Although that method was the most obvious, it also carried the most risk. Safer to simply run out the clock, to keep us busy until the bomb dropped. Part of me assumed that's what she was doing when she chose to avoid the clash of shinogi. She must have been trying to drag out the fight, rather than risk it all in one showdown. Plausible choice, if less aggressive than I'd expect. I was mistaken. I'd missed something vital. She had a third path to victory all along.
殺す気だ
Yeah.
足利国生城だ彼が死ねば炭蔵雷弾投下を阻止する方法はなくなる
She's headed for the keep. We have to stop her. My knees buckle. My legs won't support me. In addition to the damage from Chachamaru's shinogi, charging out my attack has left me severely short of heat. Was this her aim all along? Was even this part of her plan? Ugh, running one lightheaded fucking sucks.
吉野雲流合戦霊峰
Fuck off, Hikaru. Yeah. Because that's where we're gonna be ending it here for today. I'm starting to fade, and I have prior arrangements today to get ready for. So, once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys all next time for the next episode of Full Metal Daemon Muramasa, where the Conqueror will continue as we advance our way down the route a bit further. It looks like we got to go like all the way to the end to hit that Muramasa true end branch point. So, there's still going to be a couple episodes left, so make sure to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, so that way you'll be notified when the next episode actually goes up. because I'm so inconsistent with my upload schedule. Okay, see you guys later. Bye. Mwah.